Good morning. This is Jack from the Chart.net, and this is charting the markets and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Friday, the 25th of October. My disclaimer: I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right? Are we going to retest the low? Is the question of the day. And maybe. I gotta say, this is looking rather like a bear flag from the low. If it is, and we were doing like an ABC, then I'd expect us to go up, let's say, to the 58.85 area maybe, and then do a lower low, and then we're done. There is a case for doing that. I've got more to say about that, mainly on the RTH charts, but you can see, hang on a second. You can see that we haven't made the double top target. Maybe that we're not going to, but it's still an open target, even if it's not supported by sell signals. NG, no current divergence, still looks very much like a bull flag, and I think that's because whatever happens, there probably is a bull flag. On RTY, RTY went down the strongest. We didn't actually have a topping pattern on it. We did have a buy signal at the bottom, and that's now reached the possible near miss target. Again, it looks like a flag. Does it look like a flag on NQ? Arguably. This could well be the B of an ABC down. And on YM, we actually made a lower low, and a 60-minute buy signal is fixed, and that's made it most of the way to the possible near miss target now. So this is the only one that's actually... Did RTY make a lower low? No, it didn't. YM was the only one that made a lower low yesterday, and it came pretty close to this this head and shoulder target, but it didn't quite make it, so we're still short of that. On DAX, weak 60-minute buy signal reached possible near miss target, and ESTX is just moving sideways without anything particularly interesting happening. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Now, looking at SPY, on the 15-minute chart, you can see the double top target, and we are nowhere near it, and we're not close to the rising support either. There is a case for a C wave to come down to make this one of these targets, and obviously we've got a possible larger head and shoulders trend line below, which would potentially open lower targets if we were to hit it, i.e. we could form a larger possible reversal pattern. At the moment, obviously, we're nowhere near doing that, and I would note that if we come down and touch this rising wedge support and holds, then that would actually not involve doing a higher low now. Sorry, a lower low now, because it would actually be at a higher point than this low here at 74.41. All right, on the hourly chart, can we still form positive divergence on the hourly chart on a lower low? Yes, we can. We could form a pretty decent looking possible RSI 14 buy signal on the hourly, which would be a nice thing to see. Have we made target on the bigger picture? Weak RSI 5 sell signal? No, we haven't. We're holding the daily middle band here. It's nice. We'll see how it goes. All right, NDX. NDX. Sorry, on the Qs. On the 15-minute, no current divergence. This kind of looks like a bull flag, probably because it is a bull flag, but we don't have any targets on the downside to make. Could we still make an hourly buy signal? Not really. It didn't really come down far enough, and it's come up too high since. On the daily chart, not much to say apart from we are holding the daily middle band. We had a bit of a we had a close below it, and it recovered back above it yesterday. So we're not really seeing any sustained middle band weakness at the moment on any of these three main ones. Okay, looking at Dow. On the 15 minutes, we've still got, obviously, a head and shoulder target a bit below. We almost made it yesterday, but not quite. I've got that. We made it down to 421.94, and I've got the target in about the 420.75 area. We do have an RSI 14 buy signal fixed on the 15-minute. Can we form an hourly buy signal? Yes, unless we've already got an RSI 5 buy signal on the hourly chart. But if we were to get an RSI 14 one, we would need a lower low, in which point we might, of course, make that target. How are we doing on the daily? The daily has made this full signal, and I've signed it off. This is the only one. Actually, yes, this is the only one where it has actually broken below the daily middle band and actually had a day below it. But I don't think that was a close on it, so we've had one day below. If we were to reject back up, it would normally be therefore today. We will see. IWM on the 15-minute chart. Hang on 1 second. 15-minute chart. We've still got an RSI 14 buy signal fixed, but it's already reached the possible near miss target. On the hourly chart, we could still form an hourly buy signal with a lower low. And on the daily chart, did we close below the daily middle band yesterday? Closed 219.72, 220. We did. So that's actually confirmed a break below the daily middle band. It's the only one that's confirmed so far, but if we have another weekday on Dow, then that would be 2 out of 4. Not decisive, but could be opening the way to further down. We will see. Basically, in summary, we still got some open downside targets. We are seeing some weakness on the daily middle band, actually. We will see. My expectations for this retracement, however, are still modest, and there's not really much to suggest that it's going to go much lower. Certainly, we've got very little on the way of signals. All right, DAX on the daily chart, we held the daily middle band so far, and on Nikkei, we are significantly below. Not quite sure why it's been dropping this week. We got a bit of political election movement here, and obviously I don't think this is saying a great deal about the bigger picture. If we see a breakup next on equities, I'd be looking for a retest of 42.4. If we don't, then I'm skeptical about seeing much more downside. We will see. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Let's have a look at the DX chart. DX, no current divergence, break down below this not particularly significant support trend line. I do want to have a look at the bigger picture chart. Is interesting here, so I'll just show you that. So bear with me a sec. All right, on the megaphone that I was talking about, let's have a look how we're doing on that. All right, a while back, I was talking about when we made this trend line here, I was saying that it might have these normally came in pairs, and this was the obvious one, and it's not quite reached that yet. I'm watching this with great interest because if it does reach it, it may well reverse there and end this move. We will see how that goes, but it hasn't reached it yet. Nothing compelling saying this is turning here yet, but I do have quite a lot of negative divergence, both negative and positive divergence, suggesting that the dollar may be about to turn down. ZB, been consolidating a bit after making a lower low. Nothing really compelling saying this is going to make a low here. 60-minute buy signals reached the possible near miss target already. CL. CL holding the 70 area at the moment. I've still got a triangle which is broken down with the target in the 63.5 area. I'm finally going to get the post out for that today, I think. I'm expecting that to make target subject to political risk, which is high. Obviously, we're all waiting for Israel to retaliate against Iran, and it's going to be very interesting to see the form that makes and whether or not any of that is targeted against energy. If it is targeted against energy, then obviously things could spike up. NG has been having a strong rally, and actually we've gone up from 2.7 to just over 3.05. This is significant because on the bigger picture, I've got the triangle, but of course, if you look between the November and December contracts, it's going to go up 50 cents, and then it's going to go up another 25 or so cents the next month. Basically, that is a headwind to the upside. Sorry, that is a following wind to the upside. And if we are going to see much higher here, then a breakup from the triangle would really involve NG just not going down. In order to keep up with these rolls, it needs to continue going down. So I'm watching it carefully here. If we see much more upside, then we're liable to break through my triangle resistance. There would be other possible longer-term bearish alternatives from that. And I'm still wondering about a retest that main low, but actually we're pretty close to that, and we're about to roll into December. I think it's today. All right, GC. GC. This could be a bull flag forming. It could be a head and shoulder forming. It looks more like a bull flag. This is definitely a head and shoulders, but it could be a bull flag as well. We'll see whether it breaks up from here. But if the dollar isn't going to break down, then this has a shot at making the target, which would be in the 32 area. Looking at HG. HG, still wondering about a full retest of this later to set up a double bottom. We'll see how that goes. All right, let's have a look at the euro. Hang on, bear with me. Right, Euro could be bottoming out here, but as I said, DX hasn't reached my upside target yet. However, targets to the downside have been made, long since made on GBP USD. Again, could be bottoming out here. USD JPY, not much signal of anything, but I do have targets quite a long way higher up, but it would probably require DX breaking over that trend line. USD CAD has made the targets on the upside here, waiting to see if this reverses. Australian dollar could be bottoming out here. NZ could be bottoming out here. We will see. KC, we saw a lower low here. Now, this actually broke the support trend line that had been holding on the daily chart. So this potentially opens further downside. Could we be retesting this low to set up the second low of a double bottom? Yes, but it's marginal because the pattern's quite large compared to the preceding trend, which would be from this high. I'm skeptical about that. I was rather hoping that trend line would hold. Still looks like a bull flag forming here. We may well have a little double bottom here, which on a sustained break up over 22.7 area would take us back in all probability to the highs. CC, we've been going lower. Obviously made the head and shoulder target. We're in quite an established support area here. You can see we've had quite a few lows. I'm wondering about seeing a low here. No current positive divergence though, but if we retest this low and find support there, we can set up a little double bottom and positive divergence on the hourly chart. On CT, trying to break up towards a retest of this high. Very, very messy looking bull flag. ZW, keeping an open mind, not really done much the last couple of days. Corn has gone higher and is pulling back a bit. Back testing the monthly pivot at 416.5, that could hold. And on soy, we've been seeing a bit of a reversal. I'm still wondering about a full retest of this low. All right, great. Let's have a look at lumber. We are still forming a very, very extended bullish consolidation. We've really been not doing much for a while now. Live cattle, as I suggested, is starting to break up, and lean hogs had already broken up. Okay, great. Let's have a look at questions, and we'll do a quick review of ES. Okay, ES. There is a case here for another leg down, make some targets, and so on and so forth. I think the main resistance here I'm watching is the weekly pivot. If we get over the weekly pivot, then we're probably going to see a retest of the high. If until then, I am wondering about a possible another leg down. It's Friday, tends to lean slightly bullish. I'm keeping an open mind on it. So could go either way. But if we fell directly from here, and I mean really within the next hour, then we can still set up some nice hourly buy signals on a lower low. We'll see. I think if we're still kicking around here at lunchtime, then I'll be thinking the downside is getting significantly less likely. All right, great. My pleasure as always, guys. I fixed the recording problem I was briefly having yesterday. I think there was an upgrade of the program which had changed some of the defaults. So I will have everything posted ASAP. All right, cheers, guys. Catch you later.